What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Gabe here and everything, and we are here. We've done the history of Power Rangers Kroger Force version 1 and 2. So now we are going to talk about version 3 of Power Rangers Kroger Force. 3, you say? Well, believe it or not, I actually for Power Rangers Kroger Force, for this fan series of mine, I actually came up with 5 different versions of it. Yes, 5 different versions. Yeah, so like I say, version 1 and 2 was when the last video. Both of those versions taking place when I was at a Kroger located on Pines Road here in Shreveport. And now versions 3. Like I said, we're just going to talk about version 3 in this video. But this and version 4, just heads up, both took place at the Kroger I'm currently at now, Mansfield Road, which this was kind of back during probably not, probably when I first got there. I would just say, like, because I got there at Mansfield Kroger in 2008 after the Pines Road closed down. So I was transferred over there. So probably anywhere between me arriving at Mansfield Road Kroger up to at least I would say 2010, um, when versions 3 and 4 came into play. Um, Also, version 5 did take place there as well, but we'll talk about that when we get to it, though. So yeah, but just a heads up on that. Also, be sure you definitely, before we go into this, definitely like, share, subscribe, especially all you Power Ranger fans listening to this. 'Cause I know this is definitely going to be posted in the Power Ranger groups that I'm in on Facebook. Definitely to give you guys more of that fan Power Ranger series entertainment, even if it does give you a little bit of a laugh. I mean, it's still entertaining. So definitely, but yeah, definitely give a like, even with the laugh emoji on that there, because like I say, I was kind of laughing when I talked about the first 2 versions. Yeah, and also definitely subscribe and definitely. So sorry about that. Definitely get some of our books, as one of my former nursery students would say, books. And also, definitely, definitely show that support. Like in the video I've stated, it's a video that I actually put up on here recently called "Support Love." Yeah, that's what I titled it. It has a picture of sort of a CGI Sailor Scouts there. None of the particular ones, but just sort of what the AI created when I put in for a certain thing for the thumbnail. So yeah, definitely look super love. Definitely, I'll try to have that link in the description box, as well as also a link in the description box to version 1 and 2 of Kroger Force. Those of y'all who haven't seen that, definitely check that out. You can have links to those videos to check out, as well as the Super Love, where you could definitely know how to not only support us on Patreon. Definitely do that though. But not only support us on Patreon, but also you could show us even more super love by doing what's called the super thanks. Those of y'all that's been in live streams and stuff like that, it's a little live streams. You probably may be aware of what this is like, but yeah, I just got a link to track a delivery. I was trying to okay, but ad came up. But it's pretty much like this. Oops, had a cord attached to my phone there. Yep. So you see right there where it say thanks and has a little dollar sign. So when you hit that, you can see like a little option. Got $1.99, $4.99, $9.99, or you can do more. It's up to you. But anyway, what these do, little extra contribution to us, and you even have the little thing where it say thanks there. You can put your say a little something there like, hey, I just wanted to show my love, and whatever it is, what you want to say. Once again, be sure to keep it family friendly. So yeah, that's a little way you can show some super love with super thanks, just like the super chat in the live stream. So yeah, Patreon, say support us on Patreon. Show some extra love with that, or maybe you're not able to do this Patreon, but yeah, you can definitely show some super love to these videos whenever you like, because that can be anytime. That's one thing about the super thing. It don't need to. It's not a monthly thing. It's just whenever you decide to click that button and show your love. So that's great thing about that. However, those of you who do decide to become Patreon pledges, you'll be just like my boy, AJ the Supreme. Probably wonder when I was gonna get to that there, but yeah, AJ the Supreme. And speaking of which, got a playlist of his channel. All the videos that he got up there so far. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna be up. He's definitely gonna be uploading some more videos because he's got some new plans for this channel. So definitely be tuned in to his channel as well. All the things that he's got to say. So yeah, definitely go over there and also show him some love as well. Leave him some. Say what's up. Hey, what's up, EJ? And you know the drill. So yeah, definitely do that. Got his playlist on this channel. Be sure to check it out. Also, be sure to check out the playlist Yumiko and Bubblina, and also other playlists on this channel. But definitely Yumiko and Bubblina. About those are two different novel series that's being worked on. That way you can catch it. That way you can see all there is to know about those two novel series. So, without further ado, and all of that being said, let's dive in to the history of Power Rangers Kroger Force version 3. A version a 3. Uno, dos, tres. Tres, mi doquito, nico, pinky, See? And see, you're probably laughing at that. and a little something for the humor. So, give me one second. Alright. So how this started, version 3. Okay, so I've been transferred to the Mansfield Road Kroger at this point. Which means that's where the setting of this version, and as I stated before, versions 4 and 5 are going to be taking place. So, starts off my character, Tyson Reagan again. And of course, just like in the previous version, you got Alex, Donald, Kiki, and Cece. Yep. So in this, now of course there are some different people in mind as far as who I imagine as these characters. Just because obviously new employees and stuff like that. So I will tell you one of them was of course Christina. I imagine her as Cece this time around, both version 3 and 4. Which means, of course, that Tyson and Cece, just like me and Christina, had a thing with each other. They were also engaged because at the time I got transferred to Mansfield Kroger, I was engaged to Christina. We got married in 2011, December 2011. So like I say, the transfer was in '08. Not too long after I had proposed to Christina. So, yeah. And by the way, it was the second proposal. Yeah. There was a first proposal. She wasn't quite ready, but that second proposal, oh yes. Yes, I will, Gabe. So, yeah. Gabe don't give up. So, anywho, so we start off. Tyson is skateboarding around the parking lot. Not like version 2 where he was skateboarding in the store and tried to do a flip and hit the bag rack and hurt himself. So yeah, we kind of wanted to avoid that this time. Tyson getting hurt, at least off of that anyway. can't can't be for sure about the rest of the series though. um, so he's skateboarding around the parking lot. I even had imagined there being a song. It was a gospel rap, a gospel rap album I used to listen to from an artist named Tay Love. He had two albums. I think it was let's see, I know. Oh, made up my ministry, made up my production. Um, I'm trying to think what the name of the first album was. I know the second album was "The World Is Not Enough," but I can't think what that first album was titled there. But anyway, the song that Tyson's listening to on his headphones while skateboarding and stuff is "Hit the Tracks, Man, Preach the Gospel, and hit the tracks, witness the gospel. Hit the tracks, man, preach the gospel, man." And uh, so he's jamming, skating. Then he gets inside the store. I think, oh yeah, while he's out there, CC comes up out there. CC comes out there, and they're about to enjoy Tyson's lunch break together. He actually so then they come in on the store, both on the skateboard together, and they accidentally crash into Kiki, and she ends up being and the impact ends up sending her into a basket, getting her stuck inside the basket. Tyson kind of teases a little bit oh, Kiki stuck inside the basket. So yeah, you could probably get Tyson Kiki kind of got that rat trap Dinobot type of thing going there. Rat trap and Dinobot always picked at each other. Yeah, wait, that's a lot going for you there, Scale Belly. Ooh, at least I don't have to worry about having cheese breath like you, vermin. Oh yeah, it's a lot better than the stuff you eat. It's like you eat your lizard lips, cheese lips. Why you? Yeah, funniest scene was when Rhinox had to break him up. Hey, not now. Then when he turned around, so so anyway, yeah, they kind of Tyson and Kiki. They have a little dispute there. Um, Alex shows up to get Kiki. Well, actually, Donald shows up to get Kiki out. In this version, Donald is not exactly comedic. Is not exactly a comic relief like he was in version 2 and also coming up in version 4 in another video. But this was one where Donald was kind of serious. He was sort of serious and kind of as the what people would call the straight man there. So you have that comedy guy and then you have that straight man there, and you put the two of them together and you get stuff to bounce off of. Sort of like Shrek and Donkey. Shrek is kind of the straight man. Donkey is of course the funny comic guy. Ooh, Shrek, you don't know what it's like to be a freak. Well, maybe you do, but that's why we gotta stick together. You gotta let me stay, please, please. It's okay, for one night only. So yeah, you always have that in a lot of films. So yeah, Donald here is sort of the straight man. You could say Alex is kind of a little bit of a comic relief, just a little bit. He does, yeah, for this version, yeah, kind of, sort of. He definitely constantly tries to hit on Kiki. Hey, what's up, Kiki? How you doing? What's up? And yeah, gets turned down, obviously. So, but that little dispute, you cut to Tyson and TC. They go to have their lunch. We get Tyson's uncle Michael. Him, he's over the uncle. He's over the produce department, and his assistant produce manager, Alan Faulkner. By the way, these are not their real names. These are not their real names. These are made up names. Um, so, okay, come up. I'm going to. I keep forgetting what I named the head manager in this version. So, we're just for version 3. We're just gonna go with let's see, something with a T. So, maybe just say Susie May or what, something like that. So I think that's what I even. Oh, okay. I think that's what I said in first time I made this video on my old channel there. So yeah, we'll just say Susie May. So the boss lady Susie May. She's up doing head boss stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that they have to do up there. Oof. And trust me, I'm not, and trust me, now that I'm not poking fun at that, because trust me, yeah, like I say, nothing against the head manager, but trust me, the ones we got, and just head managers in general in the grocery business. I mean, any store, do y'all be going through? Y'all, just from what I see at Kroger, head managers be going through. Like, I mean, oof, that's, I ain't I ain't gonna get into the details, but it's a lot they have to do. So, just saying, show some. I mean, it's not always. They may be. Let's say now a lot. Some of them may be kind of rough on you. Some of them try to be easygoing. They have all different kinds, but just know, it ain't easy going what they got. The work they got to put up with. And I'm not talking about dealing with employees. I'm talking about, like, having the corporates and having to talk to the corporates and all that. That is a whew, make your head spin there. So, anywho, oh yeah, so Michael and Michael Reagan, Tyson's uncle, and Alan Faulkner, they come up there and say, hey, they want. So they're trying to talk to Susie about Tyson being the new assistant, because Alan is moving from his position to being a Kroger technician. Susie, of course, is like, nah. Is like, look, I know what you guys are here saying. The answer is still no. We are going to find an assistant produce manager once Alan's made his transition to Kroger technician there. So yeah, we will have that taken care of. And there was a co-manager trio. Trying to think of the name. Let's see, Jefferson, Smith, and let's see, Jefferson. I think that's how they refer to them. Mr. Jefferson, Mr. Smith. Again, like I said, this is from back then. This ain't referring to any actual person. it's like, case anybody listening that knows, man, you know. Mr. Smith and I'm just gonna say Mr. Thomas. I'm just gonna go with that, Mr. Thomas. Just something at the top of my head make up, So Thomas, Smith, and Jefferson are they're they they're taking a brief break together because they're trying to beat each other in solitaire. And yeah, there's a bit of a brief comedic moment over that. Sort of like how you got Bulk and Skull and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Classics. So back with Tyson and Cece, they're talking about how she's trying to get a she's had a previous job, but she's trying to get a new one. Um, say that's a little bit better, but she's having trouble finding that. And I like trying to keep her spirits up, lift the spirits and everything. Um, then uh, Then Alex, Kiki, and Donald just so happen to show up in the break room. Kiki's upset about a florist that just recently quit on them, and it's really stressing her out. Alex, by the way, in this series is actually in the dairy department. Donald is in drug GM. Kiki is over the front end service desk. So, yeah, that's and probably the one probably having to handle the schedules because usually it's one of the service desk clerks. One of like maybe one or two of them. I think obviously got to be more than one, especially if one goes on vacation. So yeah, that they are the ones that kind of help with getting the schedules together, and then of course the management they will give it a final run, like make sure everything's right in there. But yeah, they do have the front. They do have two people on the front end to help with to get the schedules together. So all the manager has to do is pretty much just run by it, which really a big help with all they got to do up there. Yeah, so like Moses' father-in-law said, Moses, you can't be handling all, you trying to handle all these people of Israel. Dude, son, you are wearing yourself out. Take it from me, cause I be, hey, I, you know, when your wife and her sisters and everything, we up there, we running the sheep over there in Midian, the sheep and all the business trades and stuff up there in the mountains. Um, we had to help each other out with that there. So, just letting you know, Moses, you gotta get you some people, get you somebody from each tribe, and put over those tribes, and they can help you out with managing things with the people of Israel as a whole. Then that way you won't be stressing yourself out and about to explode with a headache. So yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's kind of similar to why you have department heads and co-managers and all that, and other people doing with everything. Everybody got different jobs to do. So so yeah, there's that. Um, so in the midst of all this, so like a preacher when they take a water break. All right. So in the midst of all that, Alex suggests that maybe CC should take up a job in the floral department. They're about to discuss that until uh, suddenly a big flood comes in the store. Floods out the store, and now this is something. Now, of course, this is a bit far fetched, but it's at least a better improvement than version two. Unlike version two, where the whole store blew up and then magically came back, and like wait, how so the people just came back, or wait, what? In this case, the store didn't explode, as Optimus Prime will say, explode. No, it flooded. It flooded out, and what happened before the flood waters got too high up, everybody in the store, all the employees and managers, the co-managers, department heads, people under the department heads, everybody else in there, even the customers, blah 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 blah, even in the parking lot, everybody on the store premises got teleported to safety. And where did they get teleported, you ask? They got teleported to what's called the Kroger Sky Base, which had to be a really big base to have all these people in here. I mean, we don't know exactly how many customers are in there. We know it's a pretty good amount of employers. We don't know how many customers. I mean, because I know I guess one could assume that maybe being during the day because it's lunchtime. Um, so maybe it's like a weekday, and yeah, you get a pretty good little bunch in there in the store during the weekday shopping. Early morning usually be kind of be sort of starting up. You get a few early birds come in there, do their thing, and then it starts picking up as the day goes on. So yeah, you probably would have a pretty good little bunch by the lunch hour. And then of course you get the most people, whether it's a weekday or a weekend, at in the afternoon. You always, yeah, weekday, yeah, you always gonna get people in the weekday afternoons. And when it's the weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, yeah, you better be prepared to be busy all day. So, because there's a, I mean, you got some people that work on Saturday, but most people are usually off work on Saturdays and Sundays, especially school teachers. I should know. My mom was a school teacher. That was the only day we could shop was Saturday. Well, that we could, as far as a full-on grocery shop, was Saturday. Sometimes Sunday after church, but yeah, most of the time we come in there on Saturday because Sunday, yeah, was obviously, we go to church and then chill a little bit at the house, and sometimes go over to Grand Big Papa's, hang out over there, blah blah blah. But yeah, mostly yeah, Saturday was mostly the go to the grocery store time. Yeah. So um so yeah, everybody's been teleported to this Kroger Sky base, almost like the Hell Carrier from Shield and the Avengers. Let's vanish. And they're all in there. And of all people, you see the Kroger president step out. Uh, now I'm not completely sure who the Kroger president is as of now. I'm pretty sure they probably told us. I don't remember off the top of my head right now at this very minute. But back then, I imagine an old friend of mine as the Kroger president. Uh, I'm trying to think, what did I name him for the series? Oh, we'll just say Kroger President. Okay, I can't think what I. Yeah, this has been a while since I come up with these fan series and stuff. So, yeah. So the Kroger President comes down, and he explains that we got some evil aliens and terrorists. They teamed up. They're coming to invade Earth's economy system. Years ago, they came here once before to take over the Earth's economy system, but they were stopped by a trade center back then. Uh, by a trade center that we now know as Kroger. The people from this trade center um, use the power of the elements to fight these aliens and send them back to where they came from. But they vowed they would come back for revenge. We'll be back. We will have our revenge. So, so now they've come back for their revenge. So, it's okay. I, I'm sorry. As as Deadpool say in that clip, it's like, I can't say in that ending clip I looked at recently. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face. I can hear you 30 seconds ago. Oh boy. so, so anyway, so yeah, he's explained about the elemental gems from a planet called Elementus that's no longer in place or destroyed like Krypton. Um, so they so then he's forced he I mean okay, he's fashioned these gems into morphers, and the gems are going to choose five different individuals to become the Power Rangers Kroger Force. So, um, so he calls for everybody to come up and see who the gems are going to choose. You can probably imagine how long this process might possibly take when you got all the employees and then not only and surely this is not all the employees at the store. It's just the ones that are working that day. In addition to however many customers were in there this day. So just that amount, you could probably imagine how long this would probably take to go through everybody. Okay, let's see. It didn't choose me. It didn't choose me. Oh darn, it didn't choose me either. But it didn't choose my. Didn't choose me. I don't know why it wouldn't. I see worthy. Yeah, so you can probably imagine how long that probably took. So then, of course, the five it would choose: Tyson, Kiki, Cece, Alex, and Donald. The elements in the gyms. Tyson, of course, has electricity like before. Cece has wind. Kiki. This time Kiki has fire, which kind of matches her character for this version as well as also version 4 and possibly 5. Um, Alex has water, like he did before. This time, Donald, being Crow Green, uh, okay, he didn't get Beast as an element because, seriously, Beast is cool, but how is that an element? No, this time he got Psychic. Well, I'm not, I don't like I say, let me know how you guys feel about this. You think psychics would be considered? Let me hold on a second. Let me ask somebody. Hey Siri, would psychic be considered an element?
Okay, I found this on the web for which psychic be considered an element. Check it out.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, so our psychic attacks. Let's see. The elements are air, water, earth, fire and air create lightning. Okay. Let's see. Psychic. Would that be? Psychic doesn't really fit in with the standard earth, air, fire, and water. Psychic abilities can be mimicked by the elements. Hmm. Okay. So it's not necessarily considered an element, but it can be mimicked by the elements. Okay, I guess we go with that. Okay. You heard it from the source. At least one of the sources. I'm pretty sure there's probably some other sites that probably explain more into that. Yeah, if you guys, yeah, feel free. Y'all can definitely look into that. Yeah, look into that. Let me know what you guys come up with. Yeah. So psychic is gonna be an element here. uh, back, at least that's what I wrote it to be. But like I say, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I'm just saying it's just what I wrote back then. So um, I'm open to suggestions. So anywho, they got them and they go down to face what flooded the store, which of course is the monster Sidara. And he has an army of rock soldiers. Dun 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 dun. So they of course morph to fight against Sidara. Um, what was it? Oh yeah, they fight against Sidara. They also, in addition to, excuse me, their elemental powers, they also get their power weapons. Of course, Tyson has a lightning sword, um, sort of like Guilford the Lightning in Yu-Gi-Oh. I always imagine, especially in the movie, when Joey say to summon Guilford the Lightning, which means all the monsters you got on the field are destroyed, pal. Lightning sword of battle. Ah, nuts. Maybe now you have the proper respect for Joey Wheeler, the godfather in games. So, yep, lightning sword. CC has the wind cannon. Kiki has, I think I want to say probably the fire uh, staff or something like that. I think that's what I gave her. There was one where I think she had a fire axe. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, it was definitely yeah, it could be. Maybe it was a fire staff or yeah, something like that. Um, Donald has pretty much the weapon he had in version 2. Now it will be different in version 4. So yeah, much like version 2, he has the Giga Gun Shield. Like I said, works for Psychic too. Alex this time has what's called the Ocean Driller, just like version 2. Version 4, it will be something different. Uh, because the guy I imagine as Alex, we actually talked about. Matter of fact, I actually one thing I definitely mentioned in my last time I made this video. The people I do imagine as the Rangers in version, which I think I did the same in version 2 somewhat, but I know when I did version 3 of Kroger Force, some of the people I imagine in this, we actually would talk amongst each other about this, about what I was imagining and stuff. Um, yep, at least the first 5 of us there. And they was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's kind of cool. And because of something that the guy I imagine Alex as, because of something that he came up with during version 3, I put it into version 4, which you'll find out. But yeah, Ocean Drill. So they fight off rock soldiers. They go up against Idara, of course. There's a bit of a mess up. Cece accidentally fires her wind cannon at the wrong target, and Kiki ends up getting blasted by mistake. And there's a bit of a fight between them, sort of similar to Hoji and Bonbon from Deca Ranger, the Sentai version of SPD, when they had an argument with each other after Bonbon had blasted the blue Cryborg there, Cryby, I mean. And so, yeah, they of course have to break them up. See, Dara actually, I think, escapes, and they end up having to go back to the Kroger base to kind of, get things together. Cece feels like that she's not worthy to be on the team because of this little incident, but of course, Tyson's going to try to reason with her there. Um, Eventually, during all this, Kiki comes to a realization that maybe she was a little too hard on Cece. Um, and of course, they managed to get back together and defeat Sidara. Then they also have to go up against Sidara's brother Kodran, a big sea dragon. This is where they call for their Krogazords. For version 3 and 4, we don't get the Zords like we did in version 2 and 1. This time we get 5 Kroger trucks. Imagine 5 giant-sized Kroger trucks in 5 different colors. So you have a red, blue, green, yellow, and pink Kroger truck. Yeah, 5 different color trucks. So they come out. They become giant size. Alan, now being the Kroger technician, he's actually built an underground Zord Bay for all this. uh, Kind of on the spot. The co-manager trio actually managed to paint these trucks. Don't ask me how. Because, I mean, you think about the size of Zords. Even just regular trucks, like even if the trucks were like regular size and then became super size, like the Turbo Zords, yeah, you imagine trying to paint 5 of those things there. So, yeah, I remember it was seen in Dino Thunder where even Trent was like, I think when he was free of the evil essence of the White Dino Ranger, and they sort of did a little prank on him. At least it kind of seemed like it. They told him, you have to clean the Zords. It's like those things are huge. So of course, yeah, 5 Kroger trucks. They go downtown, of course, because most all the Zord battles take place amongst the buildings downtown. Um, yeah, they of course start off attacking Kodran individually, and then eventually, the 5 trucks come together to form the Kroger Truck Megazord. How the formation comes is, I think the blue and green Kroger trucks become the legs. Trailers become the legs. The yellow and pink become the arms. And then, of course, they all connect to the red Kroger truck in the center as the body and head. And they manage to eventually defeat Kodran with the Kroger truck Saber. Final attack. And when they do the final attack, they you know how the Thunder Megazord in season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, how they do the that's like slowly pan the sword across the screen. You see like these mountains and stuff in the background. Eyes light up on the Megazord, and then eventually one big slash, and then the monster like, "Ah!" and put the sword back in the holder and looking all cool. I always enjoyed. That's one reason I really love the Thunder Megazord in season two. It was really. I found it really cool how their finishing attack was. Um, so with Kroger Force, both this version and four, they when they do the power slash, especially with the trucks, um, as they wave the sword across, there'll be a black screen background with some lightning, and you would see just like how the lightning flashes on and off. You see the Kroger logo flash on and off with and I imagine this sound, boom, 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 bah, bah. So pretty. I think that's the sound from the Duracell battery commercials. So yeah, that's kind of that's what was going through my mind. The Kroger logo flashing with the lightning, boom, 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 slash, and Codran is defeated, and everybody celebrates, of course. Cece actually accepts a new job as the florist at the end, and Miss Susie, the head manager, actually goes with Michael and Alan's plan of, hey, you know what, Tyson could be a good assistant produce manager. So, yep, so now he's Michael's assistant, and Alan, of course, is the Kroger technician. Uh, and that I think that wrapped up the first and second episode. Um, Other episodes that we go into for version three. There is one. There was a lot of there's quite a few two parters in this version. Uh, just kind of how it happened. Um, Two part that comes up. There's I'm trying to think. There's a new late. There's a customer, kind of a young lady, that starts showing interest in Alex, named Serena, and not the Serena from Bubblina. But she shows interest in Alex, and Alex starts spending a lot of time with her. And then there's this kind of eventually they start to notice that Alex is shrinking his responsibilities at the store, as well as also aiding the Rangers in battles. Um, and also, I should have said this before, but I did get a comment in Facebook about well, how do the people not notice these five of their employees magically disappearing to become the Power Rangers? I'm not completely sure how version one and two handle it. Cause like I say, it's been a while since I wrote this. I don't think I ever really just addressed that in version one and two, or even thought about that. Um, I never really just thought about that. I think they just sort of. I think it was just kind of kept secret. Only the managers. I think only the managers knew about it. The managers of the store. Um, Maybe I'm not sure which Kroger employees knew about besides the managers. It was never I never explained it in version 1 and 2. However, though with version 3 and 4 and possibly 5, it was pretty much public knowledge. Well, basically 3 and 4. It was pretty I'm not sure about public 5 about version 5, but you'll hear about that when I get to it. But version 3 and 4, it was public knowledge by everybody who the Kroger Force Rangers were, because, like I mentioned earlier, they all a lot of people were teleported and witnessed five of the employees getting their powers. Um, and then on top of that, again, like I say, it was just public knowledge. So all the customers, all the employees, hey, these are our Kroger Force Rangers. It was pretty much like Lightspeed Rescue. So yeah, that's how they. So that's how. So to answer the question about how do they not notice five employees disappearing like that, like I say, I I don't know about version 1 and 2, honestly. But I do know version 3 and 4. It was just public knowledge. So yeah. So that hopefully that answers that question. Um, oh yeah. So with that, there's also the creation of what's called the backup morphers. This was an idea I got from watching SPD, the episode with the Cat Ranger, because Commander, um, I think it was High Commander Birdie, who's Kruger's boss. He gave Cat what was called a backup morpher for her to go back and help the Rangers as the SPD Cat Ranger. So yeah, so there was so that idea like carried into version 3 of Kroger Force. The idea of backup morphers. And this was also another reason why, especially in version 3, this was public knowledge because backup morphers allowed some of the other employees to become rangers if they ever had to fill in for the main five, temporarily or something like that. Um, so yeah, like I said, Alex is kind of shirking his responsibilities and stuff, and this kind of became some trouble. Um, in one of the recent battles, they weren't able to Alex was not answering his communicator and everything. So they was really on his case about this. Um, and even the head boss was like, "You're skating on thin ice, Alex." And then eventually, it's revealed that he's being controlled by Serena, who turns out she's actually one of the evil aliens in disguise, working with uh, working with a monster of hers named Cubius. The two. So once they find out about that, they use one of the backup morphers. They give it to this guy named Tony, who's he's sort of in his 50s there, but he's still kicking it like a cool cat. So it allows him to become cool Kroger Force Blue, and he joins up with them to help out in the situation against Serena and Cubius, freeing Alex from her control and defeating her monster Cubius. And then in the next episode, two-parter, of course, there was also a pageant in that one. The next one it talks about fear, what everybody's afraid of. There was actually a conversation I had with the employees that these Rangers are based off of, where we actually were all talking about things we were scared of in the break room there. So with that, um, Tyson mentions, of course, his biggest fear is, of course, something happening to CC. Uh, and one other fear I don't think he mentions to the Rangers, but we find out later, is, of course, a wasp, which in real life, yeah, I had a very bad experience with wasps, and I got stung by one back at my great grandpa's farm when I was chasing the dog. And yeah, don't really like wasps. Ooh, those stingers. That's nope, nope. So yeah, uh, don't really like that. CC's biggest fear, of course, is pretty much similar to what I just stated. Yeah, wasps, mosquitoes. I mean, like I say, I mean, who in the world would even want to go near wasps or mosquitoes? Now, before anybody get ready to jump in the comment section, move that arrow. Hear me out. I am aware that there are insect lovers out there. I do. I am aware of that. Let me address my insect lovers that might be watching. Okay, no problem with that because hey, there are some really, and I'm not a hater. I'm not just like, ooh, I just hate all bugs. I'm not like that. Just to let you know. Um, as a and not only and my wife isn't even a big insect hater. She loves butterflies and moths, mostly butterflies. Um, Beetles are pretty cool. Beetles are some really cool ones. Especially the show Big Bad Beetleborgs. So yeah, beetles are a really cool bug. Ladybugs, ladybugs are really good. And there's a video I might possibly release. It just all depends on how I feel. But there was a video I made a while back of a ladybug crawling on my an old transformer I had of rat traps. So might put that up one day. Uh, so yeah, ladybug. Yeah, different one. Dragonflies. I definitely love dragonflies. Yeah, dragonflies are really cool. Um, ants. Now I do like ants if they stay outside. Matter of fact, most any bug I as long as they're outside, I come outside like hey, look at some of these bugs out here. Like the ants, they in their bed doing their thing. That's pretty cool. Like the ants movie and stuff. But yeah, please don't bring them in the house because like how they can crawl up on stuff and everything. As long as the ants are outside, I'm cool. But do not come in the house, please. Um, bees are definitely we definitely need bees. My only thing with bees, don't bother them. They won't bother you. We keep it cool. They just don't make them angry because we definitely we need the bees. We definitely need them. People say that wasps are actually important to the crops and stuff like that. Okay. Um, which would basically put them. Um, my thing would be okay. Well, just keep the wasps over in the fields and stuff. Since y'all talk about farm life and stuff like that. Okay. Um, but yeah, and mosquitoes, I definitely do not have any mercy for. Mm-mm. I kill them when I see them outside or inside. But yeah, like I say, but to my insect lovers, so yeah, I said all that. To my insect lovers, look, just a bit of advice for you guys. You can still love your insects, even the mosquitoes and wasps. I'm not saying you have to hate them, but all I say is that just realize there are certain insects, are pretty cool to bring it to, keep as pets. Like especially the beetles and stuff like that. You have if you're able to take care of them, as pets, yeah, I would definitely, beetles, stuff like that. Yeah, go right ahead. But yeah, do not try to bring mosquitoes and wasps as pets. Now, if you're studying insects, that's fine. You go out to where they're at. Um, be careful around mosquitoes and wasps. Just saying. But take your notes and stuff. Yeah, but do not but there are some that you cannot bring in the house. It's just like certain animals in general. You have pet dogs and cats. Dogs and cats work pretty well as indoor pets, but yeah, you probably would not want to bring a something like say let's see a good example. You probably now you got some people that have all kinds of pets to be honest, but I say a house like this, in the neighborhood, regular neighborhood. Now out in the country, that's different. But here in the city, yeah, you probably would not want to bring something like a jaguar or alligator in say around here. Just saying. Yeah, like I say, maybe in the jungle, the country might have some different rules, but yeah, out here, yeah. So just saying, not saying you gotta hate them, but just a little something to know. All right, so now we got all that cleared up. We now return to Power Rangers Kroger Force on Fox Kids, and after followed by Beast Machines, Beast Machines. So anywho, um, and please don't come in the comment section about why out there he mentioned Beast Machines. I like Beast Machines, okay. So anywho, uh, so with that, yeah, he's talking about the fear. Donald's fear, of course, is spiders. Yeah, yeah, because there are people that are not very easy going with spiders, and Kiki's fear is of ventriloquist dummies, like puppets and stuff. Probably, I guess it's safe to assume that she probably had nightmares of movies like Chucky. He's Chucky. Child's Play, And of course, Alex's fear is those garbage trucks that have blades on them. Yeah, because thinks that they're out to get him. So yeah, the garbage truck blades. Um, so with that, yeah, they after and they have another person that's sitting in with them randomly, named Joshua. So the six of them are sitting in there. Then suddenly, Danger gets called. Monster called Flydon attacks, and with that, Flydon attacks them, and he traps them in his beehive of fear. So now the Rangers are about to experience their different fears come to life. While Flydon goes on to further attack the Kroger in Houston there, and so in order to keep Flydon from causing a lot of destruction, Joshua gets four other employers with him. They take backup morphers to morph into Kroger Force Rangers in order to form the Kroger Truck Megazord and fight Giant Flydon. Meanwhile, the Rangers facing their fears. Yeah, eventually they do overcome them. There is a scene of Donald as where Tyson accidentally ends up attacking Donald because he thinks that Donald is a giant wasp out of fear. And yeah, it's sort of uh, yeah, it's a lot of different little small segments of facing their fears. Uh, but in the end, of course, they do defeat Flydon. Of course, uh, then of course the next one, Planus. Yep, we do bring. Actually, yeah, it's Planus. Planus is the next monster they face after that. Turns out Tyson's getting ready for a trip with his grandparents and also putting together some story ideals. Um, there's a monster turtle that attacks randomly, which is the same as in one of Tyson's stories. Megazord is able to defeat the monster turtle, but it does kind of seem a little strange. Um, we get introduced to another employee named Anthony. I think that's the name I made up for him. But he's let's just say imagine a Kroger employee version of Neo. Miss Independent, that's why I love her. She got her own. Won't you come and spend a little time? Miss Independent, that's why I love her. Yeah, so just imagine Neo if he was a Kroger employee. Yeah, you get Anthony. So Anthony's trying to kick it to he's actually working in the Kroger deli, and he's trying to show his feelings to another deli clerk named Jessica, like how he's in love with her. um, so Tyson and Cece are both preparing for this trip with Tyson's grandparents, pretty much a road trip. Uh, there is a reference to an old poem I wrote called "Weird Yet Normal Day." Um, so there's um, there's a scene where uh, Tyson's grandpa he has to go get some paper towels for the real quick before they go on the trip. Him and Tyson go out to the store. Not Kroger, it's another store they go to, and they end up seeing zombies at the store, much like the zombies at the supermarket in Yumiko book novel number one that I finished writing the rough draft for. And then suddenly, Tyson's grandpa turns into a zombie. Ah! And then on top of that, Donald's I think at the moment trying to take a test at school. He gets called about what's going on. Kiki also gets called on what's going on. She's just sort of enjoying her off day, but ends up having to come in and facing up against some mud monsters. Not completely sure in Alice's case what was going on with him, but yeah, we got zombies and mud monsters, and so eventually all of them come together, and they all and See, now this is where the backup ranger idea started to overplay its use. See, now Anthony has gotten four other people again, just like Joshua did, to become backup rangers with the original Kroger Force Rangers and take down planets and all his different monsters. It's sort of it's almost becoming the concept of the backup rangers is almost becoming like, hey, go, hey, so hey kid, y'all go down aisle 6 real quick and get me a backup morpher. Hey, yeah, that kind of was a that's kind of something I gotta notice looking back on this. So yeah, that concept was kind of getting a little out of hand. Um, so yeah, of course they defeat Planus. Um, Then I tried to do a one barter, but there was quite a bit in this episode with another creature called Tratus from version 2, from version 1 actually of Kroger Force. Uh, Tyson and Kiki, much like Tyson and Erica in version 1, Tyson and Kiki get switched in each other's bodies right after an argument that they recently had where a customer had got mad about some bad tomatoes, and Kiki got so upset about it from the customer getting on her case at the register that she took the bad tomatoes and actually hit Tyson across the head with the tomatoes. Ouch. So yeah, then they so yeah, they end up having to face traders. Kiki and Tyson end up switched. Also, when she came and hit Tyson across the head, him and the boys were discussing about a bachelor party before his wedding, of course, with Cece. And there's uh there's another random employee named I think I'm gonna call him oh boy I'm gonna call him Cedric. Yeah, I think I had a different name, but I'm just gonna say Cedric. So yeah, they're talking about different people that perform for the bachelor, like a singer or something like that. Uh, and in the midst of all this, yeah, Tyson and Kiki they end up getting switched, and they have to make a deal with traders to get them switched back. However, Cedric um, manages to come up with a plan where he actually faces. Wait for it. Cedric actually, there was this place called Dragon's Lair that we used to have in Mojo City. A lot of people that played like card games like Yu-Gi-Oh and Duel Masters or Magic of the Gathering and any other card game or just game in general, they would come to Dragon's Lair and play it there, and it'd be a lot of like, but we don't have it anymore. But it was over there in Bojer. Yeah. So they Cedric takes traders over to this place, and they do like sort of like a western like face off, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Cedric challenges traders to a duel monsters match. So we get a Yu-Gi-Oh appearance in Power Rangers. Traders loses, of course, but of course he's a sore loser about all this. So then it results to Cedric having to use a backup morpher again. This time to morph into a male Yellow Ranger. Like sort of like how we've had in Ninja Storm and Mystic Force male Yellow Rangers, and practically most of the Sentai. So yeah, so a male Yellow Ranger, and they face each other. And in the background of the battle between Cedric and Tratus, you hear the song from Michael Jackson's "Bad" playing in the background. Because I'm bad, I'm bad, you know it. Because I'm bad, you're bad. Woo! And the whole world has to answer right now to tell you once again who's bad. So, so yeah, of course, he brings Tratus down. The switch is initiated, so now the Rangers can come and finish the job. And then, of course, the bachelor party occurs. The singer that they get for the bachelor party is, of course, Jordan Sparks. Don't try to explain your mind, I know what's happening. One minute it's love and suddenly it's like a battlefield. Mm. My world's nothing when you're gone. I'm not here without a shield. Can't go back now. Both hands tied behind my back for nothing. These times when we fly so fast to fall again. I don't wanna fall for it now. I never meant to start a war. You know I never wanna hurt you. Don't even know what we're fighting for. Why does love always feel like a battlefield? A battlefield, a battlefield. Why does love always feel like a battlefield? A battlefield, a battlefield. Guess you better go and get your armor. I should have got this before. I don't know why I didn't grab this earlier. And no, it's a real. And this is a real mic, but it I don't think it work. I don't think it works anymore. We just sort of keep it around to sort of play with it, you know. Uh, yeah, they get Jordan Sparks for that. That'd be funny. That'd be funny if Mr. Mosby showed up to the bachelor party from Sweet Life on Deck and Zach and Cody. Cause you know Mosby was a big Jordan Sparks fan. Like, oh, he thought, you know, sometimes singers will point as they're singing. You know, they get into the song, they just randomly point to the audience. Mosby just so happened to be in the direction of the point, and he thought that she wanted him to come on the stage. Oh boy, and I definitely and definitely a funny moment in Dreamgirls, but of course it wasn't so funny for them. Um, Eddie Murphy was singing, "I I love you, baby." Oh, 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 believe me, 'cause I really care. Oh, and I want you. Then he started getting deep in the song. And I need you, baby. Ooh, ooh, baby. I need you, baby. Yes, I do. I want you, baby. Woo! And there was a lady in the crowd like, me, like, and I don't think and from the motions, yeah, I could definitely tell her husband was getting a little upset. Both him and the lady, it's like the lady and her husband, they got up and walked out the club. So, yeah, so yeah, the bachelor party goes pretty well. Um, then we get, I guess you say, excuse me. Then episode after that, they end up facing a gremlin. Yes, we get a cameo from Gremlins. Yeah, you know, remember that movie? Don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet. So yeah, we get gremlin monsters. Um, the gremlin monster they face leaves behind an egg. Excuse me, and Cece decides to take the egg, and the next day she's sitting on the egg like a chicken while watching The Young and Restless on TV. And Tyson, so the other employees, they kind of tease Tyson about this and everything. Um, and then of course, now this was something the guy that I imagined as Alex. This was actually his idea to put into my series. There, he actually, yeah, he actually was like, hey, Gabe, let's try this here. This will be funny. Say, you know how in movies and sometimes TV series they always have that scene where you got the boyfriend, the girlfriend, or the husband and the wife, and there's something happens, and it just so happens to say the husband or boyfriend walks in the room, and the wife or girlfriend just so happens she's sitting with some random guy, probably a friend or something like that. Nothing be going on, but all of a sudden it's like, what? It's not what you think. So, in some awkward position or something. So yeah, there was so we had Alex would come in. Alex came in. He was originally, I think he was off that day, and he didn't realize that he thought Tyson was there. And just so happened he came right as the egg uh, hatched and everything into a little baby gremlin. And then there's a montage moment where Alex and Cece just kind of hang out with the baby gremlin going different places. And in the background, there's the music that's playing for the montage is from New Kids on the Block, Christina's favorite band. Um, favorite band. We even went. This was actually the first concert we went to together with New Kids on the Block. Um, and they performed the song "Single" that they performed with Neo. I really wish they had Neo sing the song "Single" with them at the concert. I don't know why they didn't have Neo with them, but so yeah, it's like you're doing a new money, you're doing a new money. If you're independent, get your money. Hey, if if you came here by yourself tonight, 'cause he would not pick up the phone. He was supposed to bring you here tonight. Couldn't find him, so you came alone. It don't matter 'cause you're here now. And the music you're enjoying it. So for the next couple minutes, baby, I'ma be your boyfriend. Pretty mama, if you're single, single, you don't gotta be alone tonight. So while the DJ play that single, single, it's pretending I'm your man. Then, girl, you don't gotta be alone. I'll be your boyfriend. Girl, I'll be your boyfriend. Baby, I'll be your boyfriend. I'll be your boyfriend till the song goes off. Everybody at the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody at the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. So yeah, pretty much that in the background. Yep. And then it results. Tyson comes home from work, and just like my friend back then said, like playing out to say, Alex will go, Tyson, it's not what you think. And there's a brief little fallout with Tyson and Alex, but then they get things settled, and suddenly the gremlin from earlier, the monster, shows up, attacks, and even eats the baby gremlin. Eesh, it's kind of dark. And so then there's also the Rangers having to face the monster gremlin, and with the help of another backup Ranger. This time, it's a random employee named Alice who morphs into a Kroger Force Pink Ranger. And she joins with them, and they defeat the gremlin. Yeah, I know I'm the one that. Yeah, like I said, you see the backup ranger idea sounded good at first, but then it kind of get redundant and a little annoying there. So, so yeah, that's actually a bit of a criticism of that version, a major criticism from the maker of that version. Yeah. So, and this also is the reason why version 4 was made in the first place, to kind of correct that. But we'll get to that in the next video. Anyway, after defeating the gremlin, Tyson and Cece have their wedding, and they are officially husband and wife now. They even get Jamie Foxx to sing for the wedding. Well, it's been on the day I married my angel. I love you, my angel. And I actually sung that song as along with my wedding vows to Christina when we actually got married in 2011. Yeah, and it's a pretty tearful moment there. Um, so yeah, So with that, yeah, they're officially married. And of course, follows up with they Tyson and Cece. They go on the honeymoon. Just so happens that Alex, Donald, and Kiki, I guess, are on a vacation or something like that. Because then we get a filler episode that's basically focused on some of the previous employees that were backup rangers becoming backup rangers again just for this episode, and pretty much centered around them facing some nanites. And then there's this person that wants to bring robot rangers, but no, we can't do robot rangers because the human ones are just as good. Remember how that worked out in Lightspeed Rescue? That didn't do so well. And then, of course, there's two other monsters I think that attack Shellgun and I think it's Shellgun and Shellgun and Shell Shacks. Of course, they get defeated. Of course, probably more about them in version 4 though. Uh, so then after that, after that, then we come back to the original Kroger Force Rangers, and they're at the beach. They all get to have a little beach party for the employees, uh, and a performance from a local group called the J Squad, led um, by the J Squad. And then of course it gets interrupted by Kygon and Grundai from Virgin to a Kroger Force. And end up having to face them too. And then there's this segment where about the Kroger gems of light and darkness. This leads Uncle Michael to searching for one of these two gems, like a quest or something. He gets a hold of it, um, and is able to become Kroger Force Black Ranger in order to defeat Kygon and Grundai. At the same time, a couple of other employees have Felicia. Well, actually, another Kroger employee named Felicia and Alan are working on what's called the Kroger security system. Um, and in the following episode, that results in the Kroger store, the entire Kroger store, and of course being piloted by Uncle Michael as the Kroger Force Black Ranger. The whole store becomes a Megazord, much like the Delta Command base in SPD. Say, cockpit activate. That's kind of where I got the idea from. Um, was from SPD. Yeah. And then of course, so imagine a whole grocery store becoming a Megazord. Not exactly sure how that would work, because okay, now with the Deca base, I could see that because the way it's built, it's practically built in a way where yeah, you would actually see like, oh, okay, so even if you didn't know it was going to become a Megazord later in the show, when you see it in action, you're like, okay, yeah, I can see that. But the Kroger store, yeah, especially in you talking about like bricks and stuff like that. So looking back on it, I'm guessing the logic was like Lost Galaxy, with the stone, with the Zords for Lost Galaxy, were these stone animals at first, then they became Zord form and metallic and everything before they became a Megazord. So maybe I guess that's what goes on with Kroger, like it changes to a metallic Zord form, and of course, like SPD, they say all customers and employees to the safety zone. All customers and employees to the safety zone. Before the transformation occurs and it becomes a big Kroger store Megazord. The finishing attack is, of course, the Kroger logo that fires a giant Kroger beam, sort of like the big beam from the Delta Megazord. Only thing else I remember with this is there is an episode where Kiki is dating a guy named Ace Silverstone that actually gives them what's called this utility armor. But apparently the utility armor is under Asen's control. And of course, yeah, Kiki finds out and is pretty upset with him. Like, how could you do this to my friends and my employees? They regain control of the utility mode, and of course, So yeah, that puts a damper on Silverstone's plan. Um, then of course there was another there was meant oh yeah I there was meant to be the little boy from version 2. A little different in version 3 and 4. For version 3, this little boy was based off of somebody that was in adult form was actually the boyfriend of the one I based the Yellow Ranger off of for version 3. Um, so yeah, they do have a segment where they go to the world of dreams. They get since they already have the Kroger Truck Zords, they get a second set of Zords from the world of dreams, which of course is similar to version 2. You get the Thunder Plane, the Ocean Driller. For the Green Ranger this time, he gets a tractor, yeah, like he did before. This time, Pink Ranger gets a helicopter instead of a bullet train. Then of course, Yellow Ranger instead of a forklift, you get the fire locomotive, and all of them can form together into a new Kroger Dream Megazord. Um, I think the train like becomes the legs, drill and helicopter become the arms, tractor becomes like a body that it attaches to, and then the thunder plane as the head and some wings for the Megazord. Um, Kroger Black gets a shadow tank that becomes sort of like a utility Zord for sort of like Titanus kind of. Um, and then of course the new Kroger White Ranger, which is a little kid, Jonah, actually ends up getting the Kroger space shuttle, where he's actually able to. It actually changes into a Megazord itself, sort of like the White Ranger's Tiger Zord and Mighty Morphin. And then when they come back to the real world, he becomes the little boy ends up becoming the age he actually is supposed to be. Turns out he was actually whisked away to the world of dreams when he was 5, and he's been there for 15 years. And during those 15 years, he never aged in the world of dreams. But when he comes back to the real world, he's now 20. He's now the appearance of a 20-year-old man. Um, and then there was two other things I came up with. There was some crossover episodes. One was Kroger Force crossover with I want to say Jungle Fury. Yeah, so it's what we call Kroger Fury, where they teamed up with the Jungle Fury Rangers to stop the return of their villain. Teamed up with, of course, the Kroger Force villain. There was also a crossover that occurred before the Dream World, where it was Power Rangers Kroger Force teamed up with Kim Possible. Uh, so I guess I'm just because I'm not sure exactly how I imagined the live action Kim Possible back then. It wasn't like the one we did get. It wasn't like that. It was basically a live action version of the original Kim Possible from the animated series. You know how she is there. Um, and when they teamed up, like the Rangers, they morphed into the suits. For Kim Possible, her, Wade, Ron, Monique, and even her brothers all armed up in battle suits. The battle suit that Kim Possible had in her movie, So the Drama, her and her friends all had these battle suits now. So yeah, that's how they were able to have like a team up fight. Uh, Against, of course, some of the Kroger Force villains, teamed up with Drac and Shigo and a few of other Kim Possible's villains, like um, probably Monkey Fist and Duff Killigan, like from what's it, Stitch in Time, yeah. So then the only other crossover I remember after that was sort of a Black History one, ironic since we're in Black History Month, um, where they, especially as I'm recording this, where the they where it was a villain trying to um, mess with the time stream to make it where Martin Luther King never did what he did, sort of like in the film Our Friend Martin, when they tried to bring Martin as a little kid to the future to save him from being assassin, and sort of messed up things in the future where it was still segregated. So there's a villain that tries to do that, but as a bit of a loophole, turns out that Kiki is actually part African and also part Chinese there. So she's actually half and half, and that loophole kind of breaks the villain's plan. And she's able, and in order to save the Kroger Force Rangers, she's able to assemble previous Rangers from the past. Of There's a previous African American Ranger to get, of course, Zach. As the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger, Aisha and Tanya. You get like TJ from Space and his name Damon, not Carter, but Joel from Lightspeed, and so on. All the different African American Rangers there, sort of like Forever Red there, and of course they defeat this villain and save the Kroger Force Rangers. And then the finale of Kroger Force was supposed to be all the employees, every employee teamed up with the original Kroger Force Ranger and used a whole bunch of backup morphers where you have an army of Kroger Force Rangers. Yeah, not sure if that. I mean, I know Super Mega Force had an army of Rangers, but these were different Rangers from different teams. Yeah, remember what Zordon said about too much pink energy is dangerous? So, yes, at least in Super Mega Force, you had different kinds of these different colors of Rangers. Here, with a whole army of Kroger Force Rangers, thanks to the backup morphers, that means you got a bunch. You got multiples of the different colors of Kroger Force of the same team. And yeah, too much of that same team energy can be kind of dangerous. Yeah, that pretty much was what all I came up with version 3 of Kroger Force. Yeah, that pretty much that. Whew, excuse me. So, yep, hope y'all enjoyed all of that there, all that rambling there. That's just version 3. You can imagine. I can't. You'll have to when that video comes, you will see what version 4 is in for, and I'll probably do both 4 and 5 in the next video. And I'll let you know why when I get there. But as for now, this has been version 3, and boy, was that a mouthful to unload. You like what you heard and everything, definitely give us a like, share, and subscribe. Um, Also, be sure to get some of our books, as well as support us on Patreon like EJ the Supreme. Check out his channel as well and everything. Playlist is here on the channel. That way you'll be able to access over to what he's doing and everything, and be able to also show some support for him as well as us. Support us back to back. So, and also, yeah, definitely show some super love with the super thanks. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, you like the videos and stuff. Yeah, it's also super love for the videos you like on this channel. And we will see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.